Hello everyone, my name is Carlos and this is the second part of my grand tour. So, the purpose of this grand tour mission is to explore or land on every single moon in this system. I mean the Drew system. The planet that I'm launching from is Drew. Has in total of 3 moons. We're all gonna be landing on them. All of them. So, this is the launch of the Drew system lander. That's gonna be used to land on all of the moons. So, I'm going to dock it towards the Odyssey, which is the name of the craft we're going to be using to land orbit around every moon. This video is going to be a lot longer than my other videos, so just enjoy while I talk and as you watch the video. So I haven't uploaded in a while, and that's because I've been busy doing other stuff other than just rockets. I'm a fan of other games. I've been playing Minecraft with my brother, and I have a fascination with Transformers, robots in disguise. More that meets the eye. I haven't watched all the movies. Only watched like 1, maybe 2. But Transformers is an interesting concept. Giant fighting robots. Who doesn't like giant fighting robots? But, back to the mission at hand. It just finished the first stage and detached the second stage from the first. And you're going to detach that fairing around the lander. And now you can see the lander. It's very colorful. And going to do the orbital injection burn so that we could get into orbit. So it's much easier to get into orbit around Drew than Earth because Drew is much more scaled down. If you watched my RSS videos, you've probably known that. But if you're new here, hi. How's your day going? So, going into orbit, and to dock to the Odyssey, we must first get an encounter with it and slow down our velocity relative to the craft that we want to dock to, which in this case is the Odyssey. It's in a weird elliptical orbit, but it doesn't matter which orbit you're in. You can still dock to it at any speed. I don't know about light speed, but you can still meet up and dock to the craft in any orbit. So I'm plotting a maneuver node so that I could have a closer encounter with the craft. That seems about right. And the Odyssey is a unique craft I made rather than just more stages. It's primarily using nuclear engines rather than the classical chemical rockets you see in most of my rockets, most rockets in general. So, and another way to propel is ion engines, which use like noble gases like argon and xenon. Xenon is the most effective choice for ion engines. It's because ion engines propel the gases out at very, very fast speeds, and it works better the more mass the propellant has. It's hard to explain it because I don't have the vocabulary. I'll try to explain it. So, the more heavy the atom is, the more velocity it can gain from it because it's ejecting mass out at a very, very high speed. And the more massive and fast-moving the propellant is, the more effective it is at having efficiency. With nuclear engines, it needs very, very light fuel because otherwise it wouldn't be very effective. Rockets are very confusing with propellants, masses, relative velocity, orbital mechanics, that stuff. But this is a game, and Juno New Origins and Kerbal Space Program are meant to be fun, not torturous sentences that you invoke on yourself. So, I'm doing this time-consuming procedure of docking. It is necessary to put two craft together. I couldn't just... the reason I didn't launch the lander with the Odyssey is because I didn't feel like it. Because it would be a lot more tedious work trying to get the stages to work. I find it much easier just putting the lander on a different craft and docking it to the Odyssey. As you can see right there, I'm lining the docking ports so that it could more easily dock to it and not crash into each other. It's taking a while. Very smooth docking. As you can see, the lander is much, much smaller than the Odyssey. So, I just now realized that the engine is, the engine for the Odyssey is almost as big as that fuel tank for the lander. Like that colorful fuel tank, not the white one. This video is much longer than my usual ones, and I find it more difficult to talk about stuff that will fill the time. Fill in the time. I don't know why I had that voice crack there. Turning off the engines there. I'm using the Odyssey's nuclear engine so that I could use it more efficiently. My first target is the smallest moon, designated name TT, whereas my best friend, my friend, my greatest relative, my stepbrother calls it Tiny Tim. Very ingenious name. Genius, I meant. I still don't know what most of the stuff in my vocabulary means. Like infamous, now I realize it's famous for all the wrong reasons. Famous, discombobulate, eradicate, a bunch of other words I don't know how to pronounce. So, doing the burn towards Tiny Tim, it's much easier to say than TT. Such a boring name. Like, Tiny Tim has more personality. As you can... never mind. So, while I was recording this and uploading it to my editing software, I had a bit of an issue because the video is so long that I had to break it up into 2 separate videos and glue them back together in the editing software so that you won't miss out on anything. Right now I'm trying to make a closer encounter with the object. So, as you can see, we're going very far away from the planet, and I think I have read a bit of lore about Tiny Tim. It's an piece of debris that came out of Brigo, the closest moon to Drew, and Brigo, as you would see in the later parts of these series, has a very big crater on it, and that's what the scientists think in the game, where Tiny Tim came from. I'm not used to recording videos this long, but I'll go ahead and burn retrograde so that I'll orbit the Tiny Tim. It's gonna take a while. Nuclear engines aren't known for their thrust. So thrust and efficiency. Typically in a rocket engine, to gain more efficiency, you must sacrifice thrust. That's not always the case, but it's mostly true. Like in iron engines, they're the most efficient engines, like expelling electrons out at near light speed, but provide very little thrust. Instead of like propelling yourself by using trying to make an analogy. Instead of like using a motor for a boat, you're using a dog, a tiny puppy, to propel like a freighter, like one of those giant boats that the Suez Canal clogged up with. That was a while ago. We're getting close to the end of the video. Not that close, but I'll end the video off with me landing on Tiny Tim. So, Tiny Tim is so tiny that the tiny amounts of tiny gravity, which is the weakest of all the four forces of the universe, is so small that if you were to jump very high, you would probably escape the gravity. Like by jump, I mean like with a catapult. There's a different asteroid out there orbiting Mars, like Silero in this game, where if you were to jump and use a jetpack, you would escape the asteroid entirely. I actually did that in another save file, but that's enough storytelling for one video. So I'm approaching the surface of Tiny Tim and slowing down so that I don't come crashing down at and crashing the craft that our crew is captive in. Slowing down, and this is a very uneven surface. I'm trying to set it back right up. I was hoping to land on straight upright, but that seems impossible now. I'm trying to face upwards, but the game has other plans. How does it tip over like that? Yeah, I could fix it later. So, this is the Drew system lander on Tiny Tim. Going to get out the crew. There's Yuri G and Sally R. Very, very interesting. So, this is the moon, the first moon we visited. And the rest of the video is just me trying to look for the planet Drew. I know it's there, but it's a bit of time before I could see it. Just me zooming out to see if I could see it. There it is. But it's blocked by the mountain. So, I think this is the end of the video. Make sure to comment down below to see how I can improve. Good day, good night, and goodbye.